Alright guys, I got a real treat for you this morning. California highways without traffic. I don't know if the place I'm going is even going to be open today, honestly. I was told it would be, so that's why I'm out here. But I figured, when I got up this morning, I checked the GPS, figuring it was going to be like regular traffic. Nope, everybody I guess is still at home, recovering from Turkey yesterday. So, there is no traffic today. It's going to be a quick little jaunt over. Actually, not quick. It's going to be still about 45 minutes to get over there. Oh, look at that. I'm out of focus. Anyway, and so we're going to breeze on over, and we're going to hopefully be able to get this unloaded. It's still going to take 4 to 5 hours to get it unloaded, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, so I want to get Altoids. I wanted to get back to my story yesterday, so this will be like chapter 2, I guess. And there's 3 stories like this that I'm gonna tell, because they're like the 3 greatest road trips I ever took. So was this one going to New York and coming back, and then there was one going to Florida and coming back with my brother, and then there was one I went to Idaho and drove a U-Haul back. So, and I'll get to each one of those. But anyway, so, chapter 2 in the Dallas, New York road trip. So, I think I left off where I had put windshield washer fluid in the windshield washer container, and it dumped it all underneath the dashboard and fried the radio. So, I had to tell my sister about that, and she wasn't happy because she just bought the truck the day before. You know, she hadn't even gotten the title yet, and and I was like, well, you know, sorry, it is one of those things, you know, it just kind of happens. And wait, what do we got here? Anyway, so, you know, I told her, it's like, sorry, it's just one of those things kind of happens, and I didn't mean for it to happen. So we drove on, and you know, and I drove most of the way. I love to drive, and so I was fine with it, right? So we drove, and we were in Arkansas, and this lady came up beside us in Arkansas, and I thought I did pretty good. Now, looking back on it, I was 19. I was pretty proud of myself, you know. And I was pretty proud of what I'd done. But this lady pulled up next to us in a car, and she cut in front of me, and there were 3 of us that were in this caravan. She got in front of me and then slowed down and started to like separate me from the caravan, right? And I got mad, and I pulled over and gunned it and went around her and everything. And so, you know, get around her and whatnot, and you know, get back with the caravan and everything. So here she comes along about 5 minutes later, and she goes in front of the person in front of me in the caravan and slows down. So then the 2 of us have to go around, you know, and get back in front of her or whatever. And everything, and then she comes along and she gets behind me, you know, she gets in front of me and slows me down, and I'm just like, what in the hell is this lady doing? And so I, you know, speed up, go around her again, and sure enough, here she comes again, and she goes and she gets in front of the second car and separates. Now I know she's fucking with us. Sorry, excuse the language. She's messing with us, right? So I'm like, okay, like you know, she does this again. You know, I'm gonna set her straight. So sure enough, like, you know, we go around her, and sure enough, 5 minutes later, here she comes, limping along, and she goes to start getting over in front of me, and I was like, I had it. So I get up on, like, I moved over behind her. She's in the left lane, and I just rode her ass, and I just rode her ass as hard as I could, you know. And I'm in this big, like, 4-wheel drive Suburban, you know, and she's in this like little, like, Geo Metro. Look it up if you don't know what Geo Metro is. They were made for a little while. They were the Geo Metro and the Chevrolet Metro, but like in this little Geo Metro, and I got like inner windshield, you know, like, you know, so that she could see that I was not happy about this, and I followed her until she passed the person in front that we were following in front of us, and I was just like, I've had it. I'm not putting up with this again. So, you know, she finally passes all 3 of us and goes on. And I think I pulled over in front of the guy in front of us and was just like, okay, called him like on the cell phone. We had cell phones by then. It's like, just you just go around me and we'll get back in line and everything will be fine. I'm like, okay. So we go along and we get to Memphis. And in Memphis, the guy that we were following, I can't remember his name, like Charlie or Chad or Charles. It started with a C. Anyway, maybe it didn't start with a C and I just wanted to because the guy was a dick. And I got another word for it besides dick. But, so we get into Memphis or whatever. The guy's like, we need to go and have Indian food. I'm taking y'all to this Indian place in Memphis. And I'm just like, I've never had Indian food. I don't mind. So, by the way, this is like one of my favorite places to go through here in California. It's great. So, anyway, so we pull into this place. We go in and get Indian food, and we're all tired. But the guy's like, have some Indian food. Here's some tea. Blah blah. That was a receipt. Blah 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 blah. So we get in and we're sitting down and we're eating Indian food. A lot of it's spicy. And I don't like spicy stuff. I like sweet stuff. I don't like spicy stuff. So we get in, we sit down, and we're eating and everything, and I'm just like, okay, I'm trying this, I'm trying that, blah blah blah. This is, and he's like talking, he's eating it. He's like, this is the most authentic Indian food. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, So we're chilling, and whatnot, and we get done. We get back in the truck and we go on. So finally, I'm like, okay, I'm getting tired. I need to take a break. Like my sister, like I look at her like, you're gonna need to drive for a little bit. She goes, okay. I remember this guy Ian's with us the whole time. My sister was like, she got into a relationship with this guy later, and everything, and so it was like anyway, so she's in the back seat all lovey-dovey with him most of the time. I was just like, I gotta get some sleep. You guys gotta move up front. Like, so I moved up front, or I moved to the back, and they moved up front, and I kind of, lay down and go to sleep. Well, I get woken up, like, tapped, like, hey, what's wrong? And so she kind of like, she goes, I'm having trouble with the truck. I'm like, what do you mean you're having trouble with the truck? We're 1,000 miles from home. Like, now's not the time, And she's like, well, I know, but I'm having trouble with it. And I was like, well, what's it doing? Well, it's not shifting right. I'm like, okay. Well, I don't know anything about cars at this point. Everything I know about cars, I have taught myself. Okay? So anyway, I'm like, well, explain to me what you mean. Well, like, I put my foot down, like it downshifted without me doing anything. I was like, well, I don't know what that is. So, which I know what it is now, and I'll get to that, but I'm like, I don't know what that is. And so she goes, well, what do you want to do? I guess we need to stop and check it, so we stop, I check, and there's like we're really low on oil. And I'm like, okay, we need to go to the, I'll like check the transmission fluid. We're really low on transmission fluid. And I know enough to know that if you're low on transmission fluid, you got a leak somewhere, and that's bad. So anyway, so I'm like, okay, well, let's see if we can find an auto parts store. So we go to the auto parts store. We're in Knoxville, and my stomach is starting to feel like queasy, right? Like I'm not feeling well, and so we ended up stopped like at some auto parts store, and I had some money, my sister had some money, and I'm just like, let's pick up some oil, and we'll get some like stop leak stuff, for the transmission, because it's obviously got a leak, but. I think I looked underneath there and you could see it was leaking from the transmission, and I'm just like, let's see if we can seal it up. And, that was like I said, that was about the extent of my knowledge. So we, dump all that stuff in there, dump the oil in there and everything. We get it back up, and going. I'm just like, okay, let's just get going and we'll see what we can do. So, every time we stop, this guy was towing a trailer with I think it was a 4Runner, Nissan 4Runner. He was towing like a car trailer. It wasn't like a small trailer. It was a double axle or twin axle box trailer that he was towing, right? And he's like, guys, like this trailer did not belong behind this 4Runner, because he's sitting like this, going down the road towing this trailer. So anyway, so we're stopping every 2 hours for fuel. So I'm having to stop every 2 hours to check the oil. having to stop every, and I'm checking the oil, we're putting fuel in, and I'm checking the transmission fluid, blah, 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 and I'm adding oil. Like, I'm stopping every 2 hours, and I'm having to add a little bit of oil. And now I'm starting to have to buy oil from the gas stations, So, and my stomach's still, like, still feeling queasy or whatever. I guess I need to go to Santa Ana. Don't I always go to Santa Ana? That seems like the right thing to do, right? Anyway, so we're, I'm checking oil every, couple hours or whatever, and I'm having to add oil, and it's not good. It's really bad. So, anyway, that's about 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes, and just remember that we were in, Knoxville, and then eventually Nashville, I think. So, and my stomach's queasy, and I will add the next part of the story tomorrow. Anyway, that's it. Y'all keep the shiny side up.